IFW, the international voice of freight and logistics.
Thanks for tuning into IFW Radio, the international voice of freight. My name's Kizzy Nkwacha, and I'm here with our chief reporter, Damien Brett. Give him a wave, Damien. He is waving. It's just that he's still setting up his microphone, so you can't hear him. Anyway, I'm here with Damien Brett, and we're going to be discussing some of the headline-making stories in the world of freight. And just before that, just want to let you know that everyone here is dusting down their bow ties and evening gowns and dancing shoes for the IFW Awards this week. On the 28th of October, that's this Thursday, luminaries from the world of logistics will be converging at the Hilton for what will be the most amazing industry awards event bar none. And that's official. Now we know it's going to be incredible because I'm going to be there, and so will comedian Patrick Kilty. What a combination. Now if you haven't got your ticket already, you may well be able to snap up one or two by giving our awards sales guru Aaron Grieve a call on, what's his number? What have you got Aaron's number? Great, thanks. It says Aaron's number is +44, that's if you're calling from abroad, 20701-74284. That's +44 if you're calling from abroad, 20701-74284. Or you could just email him at Aaron, aaron.grieve@informa.com. When you get through to him, let him know that Kizzy gave you the details. Aaron's a great guy, and I'm sure he'll do whatever he can to see if he can get you a ticket for the IFW Awards this Thursday. Moving swiftly on, let's take a look at the news. Damien, what's been the bigger story this week?
Well, Kizzy, for me the biggest story of the week is one we ran on Friday about a new report which has attempted to quantify the impact that European Commission proposals to limit the height of lorry trailers to 4 metres would actually have. And it's interesting because, as far as I'm aware, it's the first time I've seen the impact of this proposal put into numbers. So we're actually able to see the impact it will have, and some of the figures they've come up with are quite staggering.
Now, why is this an important issue?
It is an important issue, and the reason for that is that a lot of the trailers in the UK are over 4 metres, and this allows them to have double-deck trailers, and therefore they can squeeze in a lot more cargo to every trailer, and this saves on lorry miles, emissions, cost for shippers and the hauliers, and also it reduces congestions on the roads. So something that's going to end that will have a massive impact and will result in the industry having to reorganise itself.
Interesting stuff. What does the report say?
The report actually found that road haulage costs would rise by roughly £305 million, which equates to $480 million if there was a limit imposed and double-deck trailers were banned. It would also increase fuel consumption and carbon emissions by a mid-range estimate of 64%, and it would be the equivalent of adding 150,000 new cars to Britain's roads in terms of emissions.
Now hold on, we all know that these deliberations at Brussels could take absolutely years for anything to actually materialise. Any idea of when this is likely to happen?
There's no real news about when a definite decision will be made, but we should have a better idea of how seriously Brussels is taking this proposal in mid-November, because there's going to be a meeting, and I think the proposal is going to be discussed there, and the UK is going to make its feelings known.
Thanks, Damien. Interesting stuff. Let's keep an eye on the deliberations at Brussels and see what our elected representatives can come up with. While we're waiting for that, let's have the news roundup.
Okay, so our news roundup this week is going to be slightly different. Instead of us telling you what we think are the most important stories of the week, we're going to do a countdown of the top 5 most read stories. The 5th most read story of the week, with 501 views, is Eurotunnel claims victory in Dover Strait price war. Eurotunnel's market share returned to pre-fire levels in September, and the tunnel expects the pricing war that has been happening on the Dover Strait to come to an end. The cross-channel operator claimed it now had a 36% share of the market, which compared to a 2008 pre-fire level of 38%, thanks to moves to attract more small and medium-sized customers. Chairman and CEO of Eurotunnel, Jack Gunon, said the company's yield had been affected by the price war, but he said this would not be an issue next year because he wasn't expecting there to be a price war. The fourth most read story this week on IFW, with 573 views, is an exclusive about crucial talks resume to resolve French ports disruption. And on Wednesday, IFW reported that negotiations aimed at ending the industrial action that has hampered activity at France's major ports such as Le Havre and Marseille over a number of weeks had started. Talks restarted between the CGT Ports and Docks Federation, the national trade body representing stevedoring companies, and the French Ports Association. The third most read story of the week, with 700 views, is Asia-Europe and Trans-Pacific trades go quiet, and the story is about container rates on westbound Asia-Europe services and on the Trans-Pacific trade dropping more than $100 per 40-foot container over the last month as the industry enters its quiet period. Rates on westbound services from Shanghai to Europe slipped to $1,567 per TEU for the week ending 15th of October, compared with $1,690 per TEU for the week ending 17th of October. And that's the lowest rates have been all year, following the high of $2,164 per TEU recorded in March. And rates on services from Shanghai to the US West Coast were down $114 per FEU over the last month to $2,379 per FEU, while rates on services to the US East Coast slipped $114 per FEU to $3,797 per FEU. And the second most read story of the week, with 777 views, is Panalpina faces an $85 million fine in Nigeria facility payment case. Stories about Panalpina being reported to be facing a criminal fine of $85 million after allegations that it bribed officials in Nigeria. The Swiss forwarder and customers, including Royal Dutch Shell, are reported to be in negotiations with the US authorities after a corruption case involving breaches in the US Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. Panalpina spokesperson told IFW, settlement negotiations are still underway and we are confident that we can reach an agreement this year. And this week's most read story, with 1,157 views, is Truckers Add to French Transport Misery. The story was published on Monday and centred on French highways being brought to a standstill as lorry drivers block motorways and city roads, joining a growing wave of protest against government pension reforms. Truckers blocked the main north-south A6 highway north of Lyon and south of Paris, as well as south of Lille in the north of the country. They have also blocked off industrial zones near Le Mans and Bordeaux in the west of the country.
Thanks for that, Damien. And for more on these news stories and to contact us, visit us at www.ifw-net.com. Until then, see you next week.
The chance of a lifetime, I won't let anyone take it away. I've waited so long, it's tossing the dice time. I'll make tomorrow my day. I've got everything ahead of me now. Wonderful things will be said of me now. I gotta live up to everyone's hopes. They're at the top of the slippery slopes. I got everyone on my side. People will tag along just for the ride. Next time you see me, I'll be on top. Never want this feeling to stop. Tomorrow my day, out of my way. I'm coming through from the back of the queue. Tomorrow my day, they're gonna say, he is the guy, he's flying high. I'm gonna get up and show them all. They're gonna cheer at my curtain call. I'm gonna make it now, I got the break. I'm gonna grab everything I can take. I got everything ahead of me now. This is the future I always could see. Here is the moment, from now I'm on top. Now nothing on earth can make it all stop. Tomorrow my day, out of my way. I'm coming through from the back of the queue. Tomorrow my I got everything ahead of me now. This is the future I always could see. Now is the moment, from now I'm on top. Now nothing on earth can make it all stop. Tomorrow my day, out of my way, I'm coming through from the back of the queue. Tomorrow my day, they're gonna say, tomorrow my day, tomorrow my day.
IFW, the international voice of freight and logistics.